Okay, so I am not on my lunch break this time. I am driving home now after my work shift because I was going to do this video over my lunch break, but right whenever I was about to hit record, right when I was about to hit record, I got a call. And the call was basically saying that I am getting a job offer for the thing where I was traveling. So that's really relieving. Honestly, that's something that had been stressing me out for quite some time, is not knowing if things are going to actually go that way. Because I'll be real, in terms of roommate dynamic stuff, my roommate already had to kind of make other plans. So if this didn't work out, I was kind of a little worried about what I was going to do, not going to lie. Because, I was working at Lowe's. Lowe's ain't really the best paying for everything on my own. Because basically I don't have another roommate lined up. So it was going to be tricky. But things worked out. And I am currently on the way home to eat some celebratory muffins. Made also by said roommate. Which I am very thankful for. So, on the topic of what I want to talk about today, though, is I've been kind of thinking about delving a little bit more into wanting to not let myself get buried. Because I guess that's kind of part of why I've started doing this a bit. I've been someone trying to figure out a lot of strategies to getting myself into better positions to do some of the things that I care about. Both just some of it's on, the selfish end of just wanting to be stable, and not spend my whole life wage slaving. I don't want to spend my whole life wage slaving. I don't want a minority of my time to be spent on myself, if that makes sense, I don't want to wait till I'm retired and, decrepit before I start enjoying life. Not to say that you can't enjoy it along the way. I'm trying to turn here. I gotta figure out a better system for this. Probably getting an actual stand to mount my phone in. But what I mean by not burying myself is a lot of that strategy is basically, part of the path getting there is being the right type of person to get into more successful positions and to leverage myself into a position where I would have more resources and even credibility from past experience to be someone who people are like, yeah, okay, you have some good reason that we should believe that you have good ideas about how to handle these things because you have done roles where you do those things. So I guess on that note, the things that I'm trying to do to be a little less abstract is I want to kind of be figuring out how to make things work. I want to be the guy that's like, this is how we're gonna set up the frameworks for how things will function, so that way things won't be bad and things will actually work logistically soundly. Because high-end ideas are awesome, but they also have to work in practice. And that's kind of always been one of the bigger things that appeals to me, is taking boatloads of information and tying it into something that's actually cohesive. It's probably one of the things I think I'm honestly best at and most inclined towards skill-wise. It gives me the most passion and sense of fulfillment whenever I can work on projects that involve doing stuff like that. And I think I'm pretty good at marrying ideas together. I'll talk more about some of the stuff that I've kind of been putting together already. I've really got to figure something out for this. Hopefully I can get this back in my case without ending the video. This will be the video where Tony learns to get a case for my phone. Not a case, a stand for holding this. But yeah, actually driving on like regular roads and not just on the interstate where it's mostly not turning that much is a little bit different. So also my phone case is kind of falling apart a little bit, so everything's falling out. But I'm finding that I'm returning to my rambling tendencies again, so I want to bring it back a little bit, because that's the thing I'm not good at. One of the things I have learned is I'm not probably going to be the one suited to be a director type role, or like the big manager kind of thing, because those roles require a lot more consistently staying on things, not like delving, not being too abstract and all over the place. It's very making the results happen, whereas I'm very much more exploring all the possibilities, delving into each nook and cranny of everything an idea could be. I just like finding the full range of what an idea might encompass. So I'm great at finding the solutions that people don't think of, I think, and exploring more of a totality of what there is to look for in things. Challenging my own biases on things is a thing I've spent a lot of attention on, and considering, just because I think I figured it out, have I really figured it out the best way I could have? Which is cool, but in terms of just making something happen, it's not always the best. So coming back to burying everything, right, is a lot of that has been playing a lot of persona type roles in a lot of, especially work related facets of my life, but be it the economy we are in, I have to work a lot. It's most of my life working, and this job that I've been doing has also been pretty random hours. Like, I have to work 5 a.m. shifts. I have to work shifts that go till 11 p.m. Usually they're not like back to back, like closing then opening, but like still, it's full range, can be any day of the week. I'm working 5 days a week, and it can be any day, pretty much any of that range of time from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. So it's pretty hard to really have an actual life outside of that. But coming back, that's also why I'm really excited that I am getting this job, because not only is it a nice pay bump and doing something that I am a little bit more passionate about, and might also be giving me more opportunity to do some of those things that I was saying that I wanted to do. It's a Monday through Friday, fairly regular hours kind of thing. And, it's still going to be like a full-time job. I'm still going to be working most of the time, but at least with it being more consistent, I can plan things besides work in my life again, which I haven't really been able to do. Like, I can squeeze stuff in when I'm not working, but like other regular commitments in my life I'd want to do, like hobbies or regular friend things, I can't know, because my job, the role I was doing, I had to have full open availability for all of those time ranges, and that makes living life kind of hard, honestly. It's the price of trying to be in a higher role in a retail economy. But those days are shortly reaching the end, so I'm looking forward to that. I still obviously have time to go. I don't actually know when I'd be starting, nor have I actually gotten the full job offer yet. That's still coming. But I got a phone call from the guy basically saying, we're going to send you the job offer. Just like, are you actually interested in it? And I'm like, yeah, I'm interested. But yeah, another thing I'll definitely want to be talking about soon is, some of my baggage surrounding moving in general and what's kind of made that hard. I'm obviously pretty excited about it now. I've had time to grow more resolve and be like, yeah, if I can move, that's okay. There's definitely a lot to kind of go over there, but overall, exciting stuff news-wise. And yeah, part of making these videos, I guess, was another point I wanted to get to, was to try and do something that's just kind of jumping into something. The fact that I'm doing it for 10 minutes, obviously I didn't have that planned out the first video, but just recording something and keeping it on the shorter end. I think this is going to be a really good thing, because I can kind of just get my thoughts out there and not have to turn it into some huge giant project before I release it, which is something I've struggled a lot with. I have a lot of perfectionism surrounding doing everything, incorporating every detail, which, you know, combined with the fact that I like searching for so many details, makes it so a lot of things almost just don't get done because I'm spending so much energy on trying to make it a full, complete picture that has every possible idea incorporated in a really well integrated way. Which would be awesome if I made it exist, but the problem is it takes so much to make it exist. And some of this is just kind of trying to reveal the human being behind all that. A lot of my roles, I have to be more like, you know, like seem like a corporate person, you know, like seem like someone who is more normie core too, like, you know, not just like totally, but you know, there's a lot of parts of my personality I've kind of sort of repressed a lot more since starting doing this career stuff that I don't want to let get totally lost. I've really, in a lot of ways, forsaken a lot of my authenticity for strategy. I guess that's kind of the point behind a lot of this, is that that's a hard balance to strike. And I don't think that it's going to work for me to just pick strategy over authenticity. I don't think I should bury myself just to try and achieve some ideal, because I also don't think it's going to work either. I think I will burn myself out and destroy the machine that I'm trying to be if I try and do that too much. I want to create the happy ending I seek, but also still be able to live that happy ending. Does that make sense? Maybe not yet, but maybe more in future. This is day 3. Thanks for tuning in.